Okay, so what can you tell us about where Freakshow is going to go from here?
Oh, all right. Well, this is tricky because the one thing that I will say is, and I think you'll probably pick up on some of this by reading issue one. There are a lot of mysteries under the surface. Part of what we want you to come away from picture one with is an idea of there are a couple different stories going around about exactly what happened. They don't all necessarily add up. So I would say that the two big things going forward is sort of seeing, watching that play out, and then I think on top of that, certainly from our perspective as writers, really getting underneath the skin of these characters. A big thing for us, and sort of goes back to what we were talking before about monsters. We really wanted to present these characters as people first. Joe gave us tremendous character designs, everything we hoped for, very distinct, very sort of, immediately recognizable. And yeah, thank you. But we wanted to make sure that at every turn you were reading a thing that made you feel like if this had happened to me, maybe I would react that way. Sort of challenge yourself to go, if I was in this situation as, sort of larger than life and supernatural and huge as it is, how would a person really respond to this? And, I'm hoping the more you read, the more you really get to know who these characters, who these monsters are as people. So, I think that's certainly a big part of where we're hoping, the readers will go with it, because that's our intention.
Also important to note, the book has an ending. This isn't an ongoing deal. It can be an ongoing deal, and certainly if people love Freakshow, we will make as many Freakshow books as we possibly can. That's not really the point. The story we are telling has an ending, and the place that these characters are going is a climax, and it's going there by issue 3. We only have 3 issues. Issue 1 is setup, issue 2 is digging in and ramping up, and issue 3 is our ending. And that's, I think, if what you are experiencing in issue 1 is a curiosity about where it's going, I can assure you it's going somewhere, and it's going somewhere fast. So, keep with it for the next couple of months, and I think you'll see that the book is all built to, as David was saying, pay off those mysteries in a really specific way. It's one of the reasons I got onto this thing in the first place, was I knew what was happening from that first conversation, and it intrigued the hell out of me. So hopefully it intrigued the hell out of the audience.
What about you, Joe?
I got some cool new brushes in Photoshop for issue 2 and 3, so it'll look better.
Awesome. I think it looks fine, but that's awesome.
No, 2 looks really sweet.
I understand.
Those quiet moments we're talking about look really, really sweet.
And more smoke.
Exactly.
Okay. I think that was the last question. I always like to ask people, though, what would you like me to ask? And feel free to then talk about it.
Oh, wow. I really don't know what.
Anything that jumps to your mind at all that you think?
I don't know. It's it's kind of a vague thing, but for me.
How does it feel to be here today, then?
Go for nice.
There.
Amazing. I have been reading comics since I was a little kid. I still remember the first issue of X-Men that I read that changed my entire life, changed my entire world. To be on the shelf next to Fantastic Four.
I know, the special issue.
Exactly, I know, which was great, and a total coincidence that we both start with it.
We didn't realize that until today. This whole week we've been being like, oh man, we came out the same week as that huge Fantastic Four thing. I can't believe how steamrolled we're going to be. And then alphabetically we're right after them. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So they probably helped us more than...
Exactly. But yeah, to be on the shelf alongside all of the titles and characters that inspired this thing to happen in the first place, and to be working with people like Jack and Joe, and to basically just be able to share it with people. And Golden Apple was my comic book store. I came to LA, and this was the place that I went. So it really is a complete dream come true for me, because I just this is my passion. This is what I've wanted to do since I was a little kid, before I even really realized you could do this as a job. And today was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And, if anybody was here today or they bought the book anywhere in the United States or internationally, if that's something that we can do. Yeah, London.
You can. Forbidden Planet. Got it. Look out.
But to all you guys, just thank you. We hope to pay you back by telling stories that excite you in the way that, I was excited when I first started reading comic books. So, that's today for me, certainly.
Joe?
He says.
Okay.
No, that's cool. What he said.
Hey,
I think much like a lot of things in our lives, David said it just about as well as I could. So what he said. We're just gratified as hell.
You
Thank you
co-write
so
your
much.
lives as well.
Oh yeah.
Proudly.
I tell you, my friend in New York said she saw some of the subway readings.
No, what?
Awesome.
That's awesome.
You're seeing us experience this live. Well, on delay, but kind of live. That's
Exactly.
great.
Incidentally, actually, I think it's worth saying, thanks to anyone who's reviewed the book. Thank you to the press, and I know I'm saying this to the press, but thank you.
Comicbooked.com.
Yeah.
For all your comic book needs.
It's really actually huge to have that kind of support. Again, in a market that is crowded full of books, for someone to take some time and actually talk about ours is mystifying to me. So thank you for doing that. It's beyond cool. It's like, it's the only way that we end up selling books. So thank you so much for doing that.
I was telling people I would have picked this up regardless. This is right up my alley. So,
I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
your cousin David asked if which character do you relate to most?
Oh man, yeah, that is a good question. I would probably say Critter. Honestly, Critter was the opening point of the book. It was where I started. I wanted, and we were talking before about like Beast and Thing. I wanted a monster hero who was that young teenage kid. I wanted the monster Spider-Man. I wanted the monster Robin. I wanted that kid that like the weight of the world on his shoulders, and to make the weight of the world so great. Just that burden. And that was something that I sort of I wanted to create that character and sort of hopefully bring that into the and I mean certainly there have been great characters in that tradition before Beast Boy for example, but that was probably in terms of characters that I really connect to. There's certainly a fair amount of me in him. So yeah, I think probably I would say Critter, and just it would be really cool to like jump around, have a tail.
Wouldn't suck.
Right? It'd be cool. You could like hang off like lampposts and stuff.
Critter has the one power that's like, it's not so bad without the skin condition. Rot's my favorite character. I has been since the beginning. Love him. Love writing him. Love giving him shit to do. I love a character that you can. Can I say that? I'm sorry. Love giving him stuff to do. I think it's really cool that you can take. It's the same fun you get to have with Wolverine, where you can beat him up. You can just beat him to hell, and he can pick himself up. But with Wolverine, there's kind of a sense that like no matter what you do to him, he's going to be okay. With Rot, he wasn't okay to begin with, so he's never going to be like any more okay. He's just going to be just as bad. So I love that idea of a character who, despite how damaged he is to begin with, has to keep picking himself up over and over and over again. I relate to that. I have a lot of without going into it, you can read other interviews and see me expounding about this. I have health issues that have given me a lot of perspective on that. And it's such a pleasure and kind of a catharsis to write this character who, no matter how much you beat him up, can come back with a quip and pick himself up. I love it. And we get to take him to, I think, the ultimate place of that. Rot's going places you'll love. If what I'm saying is in any way appealing, you will love issue 3. Joe has this page.
Okay then.
It's cool.
But I bet it's gonna be cool.
It is.
What about you, Joe? Who do you relate to?
There's a statue of a bear cub in issue 2 that I really got into. But you have to see it.
Okay. Looking forward to it with the new special power, the upgrade of the art system. It'll be fancy. Looking forward to the bear cub statue.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it.
I will.
We were mystified by it.
All right, so this is your last chance to say something to the world. What would you like to say before we sign off?
I want to know what these pictures are right here.
And don't worry, I'm sure you'll be back on other people's interviews. You want to know what those pictures are? Those are my comic book pictures. This camera also does stills.
Yeah.
See, I'm holding the last days
Thank
of
you.
American Crime.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Rad.
And then up there, that's me holding the Ian Fisher interview sign.
Oh, cool.
I will. I also drew you guys a cute little picture, so.
Oh my God, which
That
we
was-
have
I
saved in
don't
this box.
have it on me, so.
It's great.
Awesome.
We'll post it.
Yeah,
somewhere
I'm
so you
going to
guys
put it
can
in the
enjoy it.
article, definitely.
If you're interested in the book and you're interested in checking it out, even if your retailer doesn't have it, we'll have it digital coming down the line. But regardless, freakshowcomic.com or facebook.com/freakshowcomic. Please check us out.
Isn't there a blog spot in that address?
No, you can go directly to the blog, but you can just go to the URL.
Or you can hit me up on Twitter, and
You don't have
I'll
to
give you
do
the
that.
link.
I'm also on Twitter, Jackson Lanzing on Twitter. I
I will follow you.
pretty much all I talk about is Freak Show, so you should come along and experience the obsession. And yeah, we want to be in touch with you as much as you want to be in touch with us, hopefully. So please get in touch. Tell us what you think about the book. Tell us what you don't like about the book. That'll help us improve what we're doing. So thanks for taking the time in the first place.
Absolutely. I hope you guys dig it. It's been a real passion project for us. It's been a long time that we've been working on it, and we built a lot of really great work and really great friendships off of it. So I hope you guys dig it, and thanks for picking it up. Really, as young creators, it means a lot to us.
Well, there you have it. This is the Freakshow Issue 1 release party, and buy it. Otherwise, all that stuff we discussed in Issue 2 will make no sense to you. So, enjoy. Have a good day.